So unit 2 is about simple interest and compound interest. Some keywords that is echoing here is compounded continuously at changing rates and effective rate of interest and well equation of value and depreciation. And its second unit is about annuities, and some keywords echoing there is ordinary annuity, amortization, annuity due, perpetuity, deferred annuity, and sinking fund. So this will be major topics that I'll be covering. And now, commerce students are there, right? Can you tell me something about these words? These words that are there. Can someone, so one thing with my classes, those who know me, I can confidently say I'm teaching math, computer science, second year. In second year, I'm teaching math, computer science, and physics maths. Both the classes I've been teaching this semester, math, computer science, I've been teaching them for 2 semesters now. I can confidently tell you, please go to any student and they'll tell you one thing. In my class, it's perfectly fine to make mistakes. And it's, in fact, I would say it's good to make mistakes. And there are no wrong answers unless it's way off the radar, way off, completely disconnected. Any answer which has some helpful hint towards the answer is always appreciated. All right. So you can always come up with your thoughts, and we will try to collect all our thoughts together and learn from each other. Now, another thing is, try to be interactive in the class. I love when the class is interacting. I love when the class is showing interest. Then we can get to know each other better. We can learn from each other better. So these things, if you can keep in your mind, our classes, I'll try my best to make sure that they are interactive, they are involving, and assure that you find some spaces where you can sit and where you can where you can actually sit and interact in the class, unmute and speak, so we can have a more interactive, involved class. Now, one more thing I should mention is Thursday is a pretty long day for me. So if I have less energy, I'll usually, when I start teaching, I never have less energy. I'm always way too energetic when it comes to teaching. But if I have less energy, forgive me, because I have so far finished 5 hours of teaching. This is my 6th hour. I'll try my best to keep my energy up. But usually, yeah, as I start teaching, I always have energy to teach. Rest of the things is a question, right? So please try to interact and don't hesitate to interact. It's okay. It's perfectly fine if your answer is not exactly what we are looking for. But what I would love and what I would appreciate is that you tried. All right. Now, these words, simple interest and compound interest, can someone tell me something that you know about it? Anyone? I'm not going to call any name out or anything. Anyone can unmute or raise your hand so that we don't have clashing speakers. Raise your hand and you can share your thoughts. What is it, or what is the difference between it, or why do we need it? Anything regarding that. All right. No takers. Then let's see another. You can put it in chat box as well. You can put your thoughts in the chat box as well. And trust me, I would love to include class interaction into our marks component. There's one response, others. Simple interest has fixed principal amount, compound interest has varied principal. All right. And anyone else? Meanwhile, since others are hesitant to respond, I'm going to post something in the chat box. Oh yeah, someone has given us a formula. Simple interest is equal to PTR by 100. P should be principal amount, T should be term, R should be the rate of interest, am I right? And divided by 100, all right. Now, others who are hesitant to respond, I have put a quiz in the chat box. You can respond to it and share your thoughts. It's anonymous, only I can see who responded to what, but I can see who is responding to what, all right? So I would love all of your involvement and response. Simple interest is always calculated on the principal amount, whereas compound interest is calculated on written down value. Interesting. Okay, we have some thoughts coming in, and I should also vote. Okay, 2 words that I have, 3 words that I have heard. I have also voted. All right. Okay, most people have heard about simple interest. Interesting. And others can talk about, put about those words in the chat box. Simple, or even if about annuity, what does it mean? What is it for? It's a very commerce related term. So commerce and economics related term. And I'm glad that most of our students are, there are very less life science students. Most students are from economics, BCom. So you guys can actually teach me back wonderful things. All right. Now, compound interest and simple interest is a word that is very familiar for everyone. And annuity, very few of us have heard of it. Depreciation is racing with simple interest to be the hero of the show. Compound interest is lagging behind by 1 vote. All right, interesting. Now, so about classes, as I told you, it will be interactive. I'll pose questions, I'll pose quizzes, I'll be telling you stories on how this idea came, or some stories which are related that will help you understand the concepts better. I'll try to see if there is any way we can make classes more interactive and fun. Learning becomes more fun. But all of these happens only if you are ready to interact. So this is one way. Today's class's main aim was help us get to know each other and tell you about the syllabus, what all are the 3, help you understand how our classes. Ramesh sir will have his own style. I'll have my own. I will be looking forward to interacting with you more. So in the next classes, tomorrow is not tomorrow about the classes. Has any circulars come? Anyway, yeah. So next class, if it's tomorrow or later, you can be prepared accordingly.
So
you
we
can
have
be prepared.
received a
Yeah.
circular that says there will be no classes tomorrow.
Okay, my heart is breaking. As a student, I always long for such circulars. Once I started teaching, the second I hear that, I am thinking of how do I finish my syllabus? All right. Anyway, we'll see. Not a worry. So in the next class, come prepared. Come prepared to interact in the class, Come prepared to, even if you are not comfortable unmuting and speaking, make use of the chat box. I'm always watching the chat box. The setup I use is I have one system here, another system on which I am writing and explaining. Another system, I have my phone also active here to see if you guys are sending any messages. So I do not want to miss anything you say. It's almost like I'm very curiously trying to see how you respond, how well you are involved, and everything. All right. So make sure that you prepare yourself in a place where you can respond. If you can't unmute and speak, you're traveling. You can't unmute and speak, try to respond through chat. And just read up about these words I mentioned. Where is it? Where is it used? Why do we have it? How is it related to finance? That you guys should be able to tell me. And in the next session, we will continue to the details of the topic. All right. So meanwhile, before next session, assure that these keywords that I mentioned, you read through them, just get a random idea of what these keywords are. Looks like this word annuity is not everyone's favorite. There are only very less people who has heard about it. And then there was another word called amortization. How many of you know the board game called Scrabble? Is there anyone here who plays Scrabble? All right, so that's a board game, word game. And yes, interesting. Then we should play it sometime. All right. In Scrabble, Z has 10 points. So the thing is amortization, the second I saw it, it's like, can I play it in Scrabble somehow? It would be, Z would be 10 points and it will give me a lot of points. That's what was running in my head. All right. Now we'll wind up the session in a minute, but again, I remind you, one, I introduce some words, roughly read up about it. Two, prepare yourself to interact in the class, next class. You can be confident to make mistakes in my class, and I am here to help you. That is my job. When you see me on the road, try saying hi. Unless I am running or too occupied, I would love to meet you. If you want, drop into maths department. Let's chat or go for a tea or spend some time. Would love to do that for you. And next week, prepare yourself to interact. Whichever way, chat or unmute and speak, or whichever way. All right. Now, is there anything else about me or the course that you want to know? You can ask now.